All right, good Friday to you from all of us here at 5 News. I'm Chief Meteorologist Skot Covert. The weather forecast continues to be dominated by the abnormally warm temperatures and the lack of rain. More burn bans issued today. I think just about every day this week we've added a couple of counties, and I'll tell you, I'm afraid that trend's set to continue until we can get some good, meaningful rainfall. Today, we've added Benton and we've added Washington County. So those here in red, burning is not allowed per your county judges and elected officials. Honestly, if you're not in red, you don't need to be burning anyways. That's per me, okay? Let me tell you why. We've not had good soaking rain in a long time. Drought monitor shows we've got severe drought across a good majority of northwest Arkansas. Even where there's not technical drought in the River Valley, we have what's called a rapid onset drought developing. It's a lot like a flash flood in the sense that it's a weather phenomenon that just happens really quickly, and that's going to continue. And as we take a look at the forecast, I'll show you the 10-day here in just a minute. 10-day forecast doesn't have much in the way of rainfall in it. And even beyond then, maybe 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 days from now, it's not looking to be enough to make up for the dry conditions we've got out there. Lots of beautiful blue skies all across the area. Here's our Wasper friend. Oh, looks like there's a couple of Wasper friends in Springdale this afternoon. I was down in Ozark today. Beautiful blue skies. River bottoms down there, dry as could be. Unfortunately, that's the case just about area-wide. Not a lot going on satellite and radar in our neck of the woods. You zoom out, here's why. High pressure dominating our forecast, keeping things relatively quiet here. There's a boundary that has been trying to approach us from the northwest. However, this high pressure, it's not going to let it come into our neck of the woods. So it's going to reverse course, push back as a warm front. Do have some meaningful rain here along the Gulf Coast. Watching some activity that's likely to develop over the next couple of days in the Gulf of Mexico. At this point, there is no data that suggests it would bring us rain. However, it would likely bring some rain to parts of the Gulf Coast, specifically Florida is what looks to be most promising at this point. Those folks there don't necessarily need much in the way of rain. Something unique you might want to watch for tonight, the Northern Lights. There's the chance to see them once more. You might remember back in May, we had that really rare chance. It was beautiful. There's a low chance again tonight. And I point that out to you because the chances here at our latitude are never going to be good, just with how south we are, right? How close to the equator and how far away from the poles that we sit. With that said, there's been some solar activity over the last 48 hours, and depending on when that arrives to Earth and where we are in the Earth's orbit, there's going to be a chance tonight that you could once more, just like back in May, see those northern lights here. You'll want to go outside late tonight into the early morning hours of tomorrow, and you're going to want to look towards the northern horizon. Not northern sky, but northern horizon, low to the ground, right? Here's the thing. It's not going to be visible to the naked eye. You got to pull out your cell phones or a long exposure camera to have a chance to see those. I'll tell you, even looking through my phone back in May, I was amazed. I thought it was one of the coolest things ever. So don't get your hopes up. Please don't get your hopes up, because I think the chances are necessarily low. But it's worth going out tonight and taking a look. Should be more comfortable by this evening. Once that sun starts to set, our numbers fall off once more into the upper 50s, low 60s. So not quite as cool as it was this morning. Nonetheless, comfortable start to your Saturday. Farmers markets continue, of course. Should be pretty comfortable, especially towards the front half of those events. We'll be waking up into those upper 50s, low 60s, northwest Arkansas both tomorrow and again Sunday. Lots of sunshine across northwest Arkansas this weekend. Highs hovering right around 90 degrees, and there's going to be enough humidity in the air that it's likely going to feel at least like 90. How about the check of the River Valley weekend forecast? Pretty similar, as you would expect, a degree or two warmer. Mornings starting off in those low 60s with afternoons in the low 90s. Abundant sunshine area-wide, high pressure dominating our forecast. Those heading off to the Razorback game, hey, here's the thing. It's going to be hot. 85 degrees at kickoff. Good news. It is that time of the year that once the sun begins to set, we do cool off pretty quickly. So while we kick off at 85, by the fourth quarter, we're likely down into the low, maybe mid 70s. So it's going to feel a little bit better out there. Should see mostly clear skies. You probably want some sunscreen, especially if you're going to be out there tailgating. And honestly, you're going to need some sunscreen the next several days. 10-day forecast shows we're going to be pretty warm Saturday and Sunday. But you notice a big drop off in those temperatures Monday. Reason why? We're tracking a dry cold front. It's another one of those cold fronts that, yeah, it's going to bring some cooler temperatures, and none of us are complaining about that, right? It'll also lower the humidity a bit. but it does bring rain chances, the much needed rain, right? We'll be in those low 80s most of the week. We try to warm up Thursday ahead of another front that's likely to arrive next weekend, and it's looking to bring some more promise for some actually seasonable temperatures. While next week is predominantly going to be in the low 80s in northwest Arkansas, statistically speaking, we should be down into the mid to upper 70s at this point of the year. It looks like if we have a little bit of patience here in about 10 days or so, it'll start to feel a little bit better. Next week, our mornings, upper 40s, low 50s. So that's going to start to feel a bit more comfortable for us in the River Valley. Your 10-day forecast shakes out pretty similar. We'll see lots of sunshine this weekend. Sunny skies carry over with us into the first part of next week. Highs in the low 80s. Humidity starting to creep back in. A few more clouds by Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those clouds not likely to produce any rainfall. That next front also on track to provide some cooler temperatures for the River Valley, but that too not expected to really be felt until about Monday of next week. One thing I want to point out to you, not only do we have these burn bans, and we're talking about how dry it is, obviously with no rain, that's not going to get any better. One of the things we're going to have to watch for Sunday night into Monday is those winds are going to shift back out of the north, and that's going to bring in some lower dew points. That's lower humidity, right? That's one of the factors that a lot of firefighters and even the National Weather Service considers when they're assessing what the fire risk is, that wildfire risk. Once those winds kick up out of the north by Monday, pushing in those lower dew points, we're probably going to see that fire risk increase. So again, I say to you, even if you're not under a burn ban, I'm telling you, if you can possibly wait, it certainly would be beneficial if you would. Pretty quiet forecast around these parts. Here's the thing, we're going to be tracking it for you all weekend long in search of some rain chances. When we find something to pass along to you, we'll be sure to do that right here on 5plus, 5newsonline.com, as well as on air. But for now, from all of us here at the 5 News Weather Department, I'm Chief Meteorologist Skot Covert.